Just wow. You really think, all right, Chad and I pre-match was saying the highest we could possibly score, and Chad was giving me a lot of shit for this, that we would get 3 goals. You know what? And I said 15 would take 15 minutes to get into the match. It would be slow, awkward, cumbersome. But you know who was slow, awkward, and cumbersome? The center halves for Leicester. It took about, what was it, like 10 seconds or less? And we were up 1-0. A long ball from Pickford. We talk about like poor tactics of the long ball, but it was just uncontested. Decore comes in and slots, and you're just thinking, how? How have we pulled that off? I didn't even get to the game on time. I had to close this show down, grabbed a glass of wine, because it was like midnight here. And by the time I get up, it's like 1 minute in, it's 1-0, and they're not even showing replays anymore. And I'm seeing that Ryan and Stevie weren't even in the stadium by this point. And you go, classic Everton. All right, that's the best form. That's the best thing we get to see all match. And you know what? Then we see we use Beto properly. We are doing through balls, well weighted. Beto doesn't have to think too much about it, and he scores twice. Just excellent. James Garner is a huge impact on this game. But I think of all players that have really stood out to me, which may be a surprise knowing that Beto has scored twice, Vitaly Mikalenko on that left side has been instrument. Like, he hasn't led to goals, but his crosses have been really just on point. A lot of them, like back post and chances. Abdoulaye Decore missed a chance where he opened up just a little bit too late, and you're just thinking, wow. And Adam's out on site, so can't join, but thinking, um, Garner is key here, and I think there's a lot of just big things going on. And there's a brief period where Leicester kind of came back into the game. It was around maybe 20 minutes, and then it became very much just an Everton bullying parade. But it wasn't as if the whole time Everton were forcing the issue. But what you'll notice, and not a shock if you've been watching these last few games, Everton are more comfortable passing the ball through the middle, not just worrying about being shut down. And Leicester just, I'm not sure what it is about their center halves. They're just really flat footed, waiting for the results to happen. If you look at Sofa Score, they're giving Justin a value of 6.5, which I think is a bit of a joke. Um, and Richo saying, don't know why I was so worried about this game. Great start to Beto and Decore. Yeah, you know what? You know what, Richo? We were all thinking this. And you know what? I was worried. You just know that Everton, a lot of the time, are going to just find a way to make it not happen when we should have the results. And you know what? Keep Jimmy Garner fit. And that could well be. But there have been a lot of times where James Garner has been kind of lost in the midfield in some of these matches. But today, there have been a few games, and I'm trying to think back to the fixture it was, but maybe it was against Crystal Palace. There was a game last season where James Garner basically sat kind of right. There was a bit of space in front of the midfield from the opposition, and he just basically bossed the game. And you're seeing that today, very similar. And again, to Adam, very comfortable in possession. Yeah, and there's a brief period where like Leicester were winning the ball back in the middle, and they were pressing us quite high. But even still, we were not taking crazy risks, but we were also not giving the ball away in stupid areas too often. Branthwaite occasionally is still trying to figure out when to take a risk, when not to, but it wasn't leading to goal scoring opportunities for them. This is comfortable, and the reality is, Everton, time to score 6 goals and prove and give yourself confidence. Leicester are here for the taking. We've taken it to them. That has to be the best first half in, I don't know, like, can you think of a half that the Dice squad scored 3 goals? I cannot. This must be the best the best half. You see here in Spirit of the Blues before halftime. Everyone is still fit, no injuries, a couple head knocks. We had a whack to the forehead of James Garner and Tarkovsky was no, not Tarkovsky, sorry. Jared Branthwaite was down for a little bit, but everyone is fit. Let's just go smash these Foxes. They gave us shit all of last year, or for a couple of years now, for being cheats. They have good lawyers. They're playing terrible. They don't deserve to stay up the way they're playing. Let's knock 5 past. You know what? Let's knock 6. Let's be greedy right now. I'm in a great mood. I have not seen this form of Everton. Goodison faithful deserves this result. And you know what? I think everyone's up for it. At some point, we know we don't have. Let's give Beto his hat trick. Pull him off 60 minutes. Bring in that the player off the bench there, that new the under 21, and rest up a couple players. But you know what? Mikolenko, absolute credit, and Peter Duggan, he was under Dyche. That was the problem. I'm not sure who I was even referencing at that point, but honestly, I'm just so excited. I Moyes is back. The Everton that I remember is back. Goodison is yelling again. They're singing. I miss this. I truly do. Follow Everton deserves it. You know what? I'm going to go back. I'm going to call it right now, but I think this is probably a 5-0, but I don't want to make predictions. All I want to say is I'm chuffed. I'm not used to being happy with Everton to this level. 3-0 at halftime. Leicester are being pantsed. Everton aren't even doing excellent, but we know, and Beto at times is doing fantastic. Garner is doing fantastic, but a lot of players aren't even at top form right now. This could give it time, give it confidence. This is exactly what this Everton squad needs before this midweek recovery fixture from that storm from earlier in the year. We're gonna basically be hitting Liverpool, who I think are up 1-0 on a front foot in a week's time, and I couldn't be more excited, but you know what? It's only halftime. It's not over till the fat lady, not the toffee lady, but the until it's over. But look, 3-0, we have to do something really poor to give this game over because Leicester are just there for the taking, and let's give it to them. Up the Toffees.